Roxaboxen by Alice McLerran, illustrated by Barbara Cooney.
For our story Roxaboxen, we're going to use these focus words to help us better understand the story. Ready? Let's get started. Our first word is belong. To fit or be a part of something, like you belong in this group. Our next word is hunt, to look for. We have trace, to draw around the edges, like sometimes when you trace your hand. Plain, simple, no details, no colors, no decoration. Limit, a restriction on the size or amount of something allowed. Like after dinner, you are allowed one cookie. Border, to form an edge around something. Like think about your picture frame, like your picture's in the middle and the border is around the edge. Whirl or whirling, to spin around quickly. Just like in class, when you hear these focus words, you could give a thumbs up. Okay, let's get ready.
Hi, today I am going to read Roxaboxen by Alice McLerran, and I want us to use our focus words to help us better understand the story. Let's get started. Roxaboxen by Alice McLerran. Roxaboxen. Miriam called it Roxaboxen. She always knew the name of everything. There across the river, it looked like any rocky hill. Nothing but sand and rocks, some old wooden boxes, cactus and greasewood, and thorny ocotillo. But it was a special place. The streets between Roxaboxen and the houses curved like a river, so Miriam named it the River Road. After that, you had to ford a river to reach Roxaboxen. Of course, all of Miriam's sisters came. Anna May and Frances and little Jean. Charles from next door, even though he was 12. Oh, and Eleanor, naturally. And Jamie with his brother Paul. Later on, there were others, but these were the first. Well, not really the first. Roxaboxen had always been there, and must had belonged to others long before. Must had belonged to others. Right? Someone had it first. When Miriam dug up a tin box filled with round black pebbles, everyone knew what it was. It was a buried treasure. Those pebbles were the money of Roxaboxen. You could still find others like them if you looked hard enough. Some days became treasure hunting days, with everybody trying to find that special kind. And then on other days, you might just find one without even looking. Here they are. You see them? Right here. Black pebbles. A town of Roxaboxen began to grow, traced in lines of stone. Do you remember that word? Traced, yeah. Main Street first, edged with the widest ones, and then the houses. So we heard traced, right? They were traced in lines of stone and then edged with the widest ones. And then the houses. Charles made us of the biggest stones. After all, he was the oldest. At first, the houses were very plain. Yeah, very plain. But soon they all began to add more room, so they're not as simple anymore. The old wooden boxes could be the shelves or tables or anything you wanted. You could find pieces of pottery for dishes. Round pieces were the best. Look at that. They weren't so plain anymore. On the edges, right? On the border, on the outside. You have the white stones. Oh, fancy. Later on, there was a town hall. Miriam was the mayor, of course. That was just the way she was. Nobody mind. There she is, Mayor Miriam. Welcome to Town Hall. After a while, they added other streets. Frances moved to one of them and built herself a new house, outlined in desert glass. Bits of amber, amethyst, and sea green. A house of jewels. Frances, welcome. See that? Frances, welcome. Look how fancy it is. Ooh. House of jewels. Go, Frances. Fancy. And because everybody had plenty of money, there were plenty of shops. Jean helped Anna May in the bakery, pies and cakes and bread baked warm in the sun. There were 2 ice cream parlors. Was Paul's ice cream the best or Eleanor's? Everybody kept trying them both. In Roxaboxen, you can eat all the ice cream you want. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. Fancy. Oh, I love how they're just creating and creating. Roxaboxen sounds like such a special place. And I'm learning more and more about what Roxaboxen is like. Everybody had a car. All you needed was something round for a steering wheel. Of course, if you broke the speed limit, you had to go to jail. The jail had cactus on the floor to make it uncomfortable. And Jamie was the policeman. Anna May, oh, quiet little Anna May, was always speeding. You'll think she liked to go to jail. Naughty Anna May. Sounds like they're having so much fun though. But if you had a horse, you could go as fast as the wind. There were no speed limits for horses, and you didn't have to stay on the road. All you needed for a horse was a stick and some kind of bridle, and you could gallop anywhere. I bet you everyone had a horse because they want to go fast and have fun and don't have to worry about the speed limit. Sometimes there were wars. Once there was a great war. Boys against girls. Charles and Miriam were the generals. The girls had Fort Irene, and they were all Girl Scouts. The boys made a fort at the other end of Roxaboxen, and they were all bandits. Oh, the raids were fierce, loud with whooping and stomping of horses, whirling. Swords of Arcatella had sharp thorns, but when you reached your fort, you were safe. Remember, whirl? Yeah, whirling. Look at that. So much fun. Roxaboxen had a cemetery, in case anyone died, but the only grave in it was for a dead lizard. Each year, when the cactus bloomed, they decorated the grave with flowers. Sometimes in the winter, when everybody was at school and the weather was bad, no one went to Roxaboxen at all. Not for weeks and weeks. But it didn't matter. Roxaboxen was always waiting. Roxaboxen was always there. And spring came, and the Arcatella blossomed, and everybody sucked the honey from its flowers. and everybody built new rooms, and everybody decided to have jewel windows. That summer there were 3 new houses on each slope and 2 new shops on Main Street. And so it went. The seasons changed, and the years went by. Roxaboxen was always there. The years went by, and the seasons changed, until at last the friends had all grown tall, and one by one they moved away with other houses to other towns. So you might think that was the end of Roxaboxen, but oh no, because none of them ever forgot Roxaboxen. Not one of them ever forgot. Years later, Miriam's children listened to the stories of that place and fell asleep dreaming dreams of Roxaboxen. Gray-haired Charles picked up a black pebble on the beach and stood there holding it, remembering Roxaboxen. More than 50 years later, Frances went back and Roxaboxen was still there. She could see the white stones bordering Main Street. And there, where she had built her house, the desert glass still glowed, amethyst, amber, and sea green. Look at that. Still there. See? There she is. The end. Thank you for listening. Bye.